Oh, that's work. It's working. All right, so this is just a quick check. I said, think David Ricardo for a moment, right? Think David Ricardo for a moment. How would that impact your skills, your job, your business today? Like, you know the theory, you know what the theory of David Ricardo is about, right? The theory of specialization, mm, which says that someone has to be specific in one thing to benefit it all, right? So the disc, the way that you can frame the disc to help you achieve just that is to help you identify in a group of people, to help you identify in a team who does what and how the person does it the best, right? And once you identify that, you start using that only thing to advance whatever purpose you guys are working on. So, in a group of people, in a team, you're probably going to have four different styles. You will have someone who is good at making decision, someone who loves making decision, someone who has no problem with having in altercation and conflicts, right? That's what they thrives in, that they love to put themselves in that situation. And then you will have someone who is good with people, like no matter how harsh are the people, that person alone is so good. And you will have someone who just have that thing of keeping the entire team together. It's like when you look deep down, the person is not doing anything extraordinary, but the present, whenever the person is present, there's something that you cannot explain that makes a difference and that just enhance the entire productivity, right? And then you have someone who is good at looking at the details, someone who is good with regulations and rules and all those things. So bring that back to the theory of specialization is that you want to make sure that you're using your people, or if you will, forgive the word using, like you placing your people in their best context to do the job that you hired them to do, right? So earlier I was explaining to someone that, listen, if we are trying to get some more people, if we are trying to get some more leads, and then there is there is an event, right? There's an event to showcase and to meet, to just to have a conversation with other leaders, different companies, different people. The person you want to send is a people person, right? You don't want to send a you don't want to send a make a decision maker to a great and meet event. They're gonna get burned. It's like, what am I doing here? Like, there's no decision, there's no problem to solve. This is a greet and meet. It is only a greet and meet event. There's nothing to solve, there's no problem. So that person is gonna kill himself there. and and not only the person is going to get bored, the person is not going to make any contact, it's not going to help you in that situation. So as a leader, what you want to do is that you want to make sure that you identify in your team the people person. That is the one you want to send to the great and meet event. Because what? Because that person is a superstar. Once it gets there, or once she gets there, she's just gonna get everyone to love your company through the light that she represents, to the person, the enjoyable person that she is. And you can do that with different profile. But here's the problem. Here's the problem that I encounter in companies, and I'm trying to help you guys solve. Hierarchies has become something that people care about so much. So it doesn't matter the capacity, the ability, the skills, the natural skill of a person. We tend to solve problem with hierarchy. So this is a manager problem, so we send the manager, even though the manager is not a people person. We don't care. We just say, okay, this is the manager, he has to go. No, the person is not supposed to go just because he's the manager. The person is supposed to go because he is the one with the most natural ability, capability, skills to solve that problem or to solve the situation. So at some point, we have to bypass the hierarchy and then say, yeah, we know that you are the manager, we know that you are in charge. But honestly, when it comes to making relationship, honestly, when it comes to interacting with other people, you're not the best person we want to send. We want to send that team member. Why? Because that person is naturally wired to get along with anyone. Do you understand how you become so powerful and your team becomes so powerful to the point that, well, what if you guys you engage, what if you guys you do, there is a success at the end of the pie. Why? Because you know exactly who is the person who is gonna go. And we can do that. We say the same thing happens with entrepreneurs, right? So you have this new person who is not an entrepreneur. I don't know, he moved from a 9 to 5 to become an entrepreneur, and the person knows that deep down she is not, or he is not, a detail oriented person, right? But you cannot build a business if you're not a detail oriented person. At some point you need someone who is detail oriented. So instead of saying that, oh, you know what, this is my venture and I'm going to do it the way that I think because now I'm an entrepreneur, it means that I'm my own boss. At some point, what you want to do is, I'm going to call someone else in. I'm going to call someone who is more detail oriented than I am to help me solve this problem. Because guess what? I'm a high D. I'm a high D. I just look at the big picture, right? I just look at the big picture. Anything that concerns the smallest picture, I'm not that good at that. So it doesn't matter if this is my company. I'm gonna make sure that I find someone who is good at detail or at detail rating, and I'm gonna ask for help. Guess what? Instead of me trying to figure it out 2 years, someone who is good at it might just take a day to figure it out. So I just want you to think for a moment. David Ricardo, right? The theory of specialization, as we are bringing this disk index along. How can we use the disk in this team to make it 10 times, 20 times, why not 100 times more effective than it was before? That's it. That's it.